3:52 a.m. Your phone rings before dawn and you already know it's not good news. You are the administrator of NASA, running a $25 billion agency where the fate of human spaceflight and America's presence in the cosmos rests on decisions you make before most people finish their coffee. Your mission director is on the line, a sensor anomaly on the International Space Station, 3 astronauts 400 kilometers above Earth, and a life support reading nobody wants to see at 4 a.m. You're at mission control by 4:40. The room is quiet in that specific way. Too many screens, too few words. Your flight director walks you through it. A carbon dioxide scrubber showing irregular readings. Not an emergency yet, but not yet is the phrase that keeps every NASA administrator awake at night. Here's what almost nobody outside this building understands. NASA isn't really a space agency, it's a trust exercise performed in front of the world, where failure isn't measured in dollars, it's measured in lives, and in whether a nation still believes reaching beyond the atmosphere is worth the risk. By 6 a.m., the backup system engages cleanly. The astronauts are safe. You allow yourself one exhale before the next fire starts. At 8 a.m., your budget director corners you before the morning briefing. Congress is threatening to cut funding for Artemis, the program meant to return American astronauts to the moon after 50 years. A senator wants to know why taxpayers should fund lunar landings while the country deals with problems here on Earth. You've answered this 100 times, and it never gets easier, because it's not a bad question. Your job is convincing skeptics that looking outward and solving problems here aren't in competition, that the same research funding satellite technology and medical breakthroughs is still quietly shaping ordinary life today. By 10 a.m., you're in a briefing on Artemis 3, the mission meant to land the first woman and first person of color on the moon. Your engineering team delivers the update you've been dreading. The lunar lander's heat shield failed a critical stress test. Delay the launch by 18 months or fly with a design your own engineers aren't fully confident in. Every administrator before you has faced some version of this moment. Challenger, Columbia, names etched on this building's walls as reminders of what happens when schedule pressure wins over engineering judgment. You already know your answer before anyone finishes the sentence. We wait. The room doesn't love it. Somewhere, a Congressional office will spin this as another delay. But you didn't take this job to explain away a tragedy on television 5 years from now. You took it to bring people home. At 1 p.m., a private space partner announces a competing lunar timeline, publicly implying NASA is too slow, too cautious. It stings because it's partly true and partly the entire point. Private companies can take risks NASA never could, because when they fail, they lose a rocket. When NASA fails, it can lose the public's belief in the mission for a generation. By 3 p.m., you're coordinating with a European space agency on a shared Mars sample return mission. International cooperation in space is one of the few places where rival nations still choose partnership over competition. Fragile, unglamorous, and essential to keeping the entire enterprise moving. At 5 p.m., you visit the engineering floor. A group of interns are running simulations for a mission that won't launch until most current leadership has retired. You stop and talk with them. This is the part nobody warns you about. You're not building for right now, you're building for a future you may never personally see. By 7 p.m., you're signing off on the day's final briefing. The carbon dioxide scrubber is fixed. The heat shield redesign is underway. The senator hasn't called back yet, but she will. You look up at a small model of the Apollo 11 lander on your bookshelf, a gift from your predecessor. Somewhere tonight, a 12-year-old is watching a space station live stream deciding she wants to be an astronaut. Somewhere else, a farmer is checking a drought forecast built on NASA satellite data. Somewhere else, 3 astronauts are floating safely above the planet because of a decision made in this building before sunrise. That's the real weight of running NASA. It was never just about rockets. It's about proving again and again that human beings are still willing to risk everything for something bigger than themselves. Tomorrow, the sun rises over mission control again, and you do it all again.